Hello friends! Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be born on April 1st, a date both mysterious and playfully symbolic? On the surface, April Fool's Day suggests mischief, laughter, and games, but beneath the veil of jokes lies a rich astrological and spiritual blueprint that shapes those who arrive on this day. Let's journey deep into the cosmic map of April 1st natives, exploring not only their zodiac but also numerology, Druidic wisdom, Vedic insights, and even symbolic associations with flowers, stones, and colors. This is not a shallow horoscope, it's a soul portrait. Astrological core, Aries energy on April 1st. To understand the essence of someone born on April 1st, you must first imagine the spark of fire that bursts when the match first strikes against stone. That moment, the first flame, fragile yet unstoppable, is the energy of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. Aries represents beginnings, raw energy, and the pioneering force of life itself. And April 1st sits at the very heart of that energy, making those born on this day true initiators, people who embody the primal courage of creation. But what makes April 1st different from other Aries birthdays is the layer of mischief attached to April Fool's Day. This cosmic joke is not coincidence. It infuses these people with humor, wit, and the ability to lighten situations with laughter. Where another Aries may be dead serious about conquering a mountain, the April 1st Aries will climb it, raise a flag, and crack a joke that makes everyone laugh even in exhaustion. Their essence is a paradox. They carry both the fire of Mars and the playfulness of a trickster spirit. They are quick in thought, quick in action, and impossible to ignore. Picture a crowded party. When someone born on April 1st walks in, heads turn. It's not always because they're loud or dramatic, though they often are, it's because their energy radiates like a flame. People feel pulled toward them, curious to see what unpredictable spark they'll set off next. They love being in motion, in conversation, in challenge. Stagnation is their enemy. Unlike Aries born later in April, who sometimes lean more into the warrior archetype, April 1st natives wear humor as armor. They fight not only with force but also with words, jokes, and timing. They understand instinctively that laughter can disarm enemies and build allies. They know that life can be hard, battles exhausting, and goals heavy, but their response is to shine brighter, to infuse joy even into struggle. And yet, make no mistake, their playfulness is not weakness. It's a tool. Beneath the light-hearted surface lies an unstoppable drive. They want to be remembered, to create something new, to blaze trails where none existed. They often feel restless because their soul demands progress. They are not here to simply follow paths, they are here to set them ablaze. This drive makes them natural leaders, innovators, and visionaries, though their impatience can lead to unfinished projects and sudden changes of direction. What fascinates most about April 1st Aries is how they weave opposites together. They can be warriors and jesters, lovers and rebels, protectors and provocateurs. They're rarely one-dimensional. Their life feels like theater, a stage where comedy and drama blend seamlessly. People close to them know that even in the darkest times, they'll find a way to spark a smile. This quality makes them unforgettable. Whether admired or criticized, they leave impressions that linger. In essence, to be born on April 1st is to live with the fire of Aries magnified by the spirit of April Fool's Day. It means moving fast, dreaming big, loving boldly, laughing loudly, and refusing to dim the flame even when the world insists on shadows. These people are the eternal pioneers, the ones who lead with courage, but also remind us that joy is just as important as victory. And now, a little side note. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a thanks button right under this video, or through the donation alerts link in the description. Your support truly helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for being here. Now, let's continue. Love romance. Love for April 1st individuals is never ordinary. It is fire, it is motion, it is theater. When they fall in love, it feels less like drifting into calm waters and more like jumping into a roaring river without hesitation. They are impulsive, daring, and sometimes reckless in romance, but always genuine. They don't play safe with their hearts. When they love with every spark of their being. Imagine dating someone born on April 1st. At first, it feels like stepping into a whirlwind, spontaneous adventures, bold confessions, laughter that fills the air, and moments of intensity that make you feel like you're the only person in the universe. They will sweep you into their rhythm, into their fast-paced, ever-changing dance. One night might mean stargazing on the roof, another might mean a surprise road trip, and another might simply be hours of laughter over nothing at all. Predictability is not their style. Their strengths in love are clear: honesty, loyalty once their heart is truly captured, and a constant spark that keeps the relationship alive. They cannot fake affection, nor do they waste time on half-hearted connections. If they choose you, it's because something in you lights their fire. And when that happens, their energy becomes magnetic. They will defend you fiercely, stand by you in storms, and make sure your life is filled with excitement. But along with fire comes heat, and sometimes it burns too strong. Their impulsiveness can cause sudden arguments. A thoughtless word, a sarcastic remark, or a flare of temper can erupt before they even realize it. Because freedom is sacred to them, they struggle with partners who try to control them or clip their wings. If they feel caged, they may run, not because they lack love, but because they cannot survive in restriction. Their ideal relationship is one where passion and independence coexist. Challenges in love also stem from their constant need for stimulation. A partner who craves routine, stability, or predictability may feel overwhelmed by their energy. They may see the April 1st Aries as too much, too fiery, too restless, too demanding. Yet those who thrive on adventure, laughter, and passion will find them irresistible. Ideal lovers for April 1st include Libra, Gemini, and Sagittarius. Libra brings balance and harmony, teaching them patience and showing them the beauty of compromise. Gemini brings wit and playfulness, matching their humor and adding layers of fun. Sagittarius shares their fire and their hunger for freedom, creating a bond of endless adventures. These partnerships thrive because they allow the April 1st soul to be both lover and free spirit, without judgment. Ultimately, love for these individuals is not about calm waters. It is about fire, growth, laughter, and truth. They remind us that romance can be both thrilling and tender, both playful and serious. To love them is to embrace unpredictability, but in return, you receive a connection so passionate, so alive, that it feels like every heartbeat carries a spark of eternity. Marriage long-term bonds. Marriage for people born on April 1st is not a simple union, nor is it something they step into lightly. For them, the concept of marriage is both sacred and challenging, both a warm sanctuary of belonging and a battlefield of clashing wills. This duality defines their approach to long-term bonds. They long for stability, yet they resist feeling trapped. They want devotion, yet they demand freedom. They desire love, yet they fear losing themselves within it. For this reason, April 1st natives tend to marry later than some of their peers, or only after a period of great searching and experimentation. They must first discover who they are, what they want, and how they can live with another without sacrificing their own essence. Only once they feel secure in their individuality do they dare to commit their wild, passionate hearts to another. When they do decide to marry, it is rarely out of convenience or societal expectation. April 1st souls enter marriage with fire in their eyes, with determination in their hearts, and with a promise to defend and protect the relationship as if it were their kingdom. Their family becomes their fortress, and their spouse becomes their greatest ally. They are fiercely protective of their loved ones, ready to stand up against the world if necessary. For them, marriage is not just about companionship, it is about loyalty, alliance, and partnership in every sense of the word. They want someone who fights alongside them, someone who dares to challenge them, and someone who will not crumble under the weight of their fiery storms. However, this intensity comes at a price. April 1st individuals carry the spirit of Aries, and that means impatience, quick tempers, and a tendency to turn small disagreements into full-scale battles. They are warriors at heart, and sometimes they forget that not every situation requires combat. For them, the lifelong lesson in marriage is patience. They must learn to choose their battles wisely, to recognize when to stand firm and when to soften, when to argue and when to listen. Without this awareness, conflicts in their marriage can spiral into unnecessary wars, leaving wounds that take time to heal. Their partner must have resilience, humor, and emotional strength, for only someone with a steady spirit can withstand the storms and appreciate the warmth that follows. Despite these challenges, when they commit, they do so with a depth of passion few can match. April 1st natives are not half-hearted lovers, they are all or nothing. In marriage, they give their best, pouring energy, creativity, and fire into keeping the relationship alive. They are not content with a stagnant bond, they constantly seek new experiences, shared goals, and ways to keep love fresh. A marriage with them is never boring, it is an adventure, full of laughter, arguments, reconciliations, and unforgettable memories. They are partners who demand growth, both for themselves and their spouse, pushing their relationship toward new heights. Marriage also becomes a mirror for their own growth. Through the ups and downs of long-term bonds, they learn humility, patience, and the beauty of compromise. They realize that strength is not only about fighting, but also about protecting peace. They discover that love is not diminished by softness, but rather deepened by it. Over time, their marriages often transform from fiery battlegrounds into warm sanctuaries, where fire and laughter coexist with trust and calm. Those who endure their intensity find themselves in a relationship that is vibrant, alive, and deeply meaningful. In short, marriage for April 1st natives is both their greatest challenge and their greatest gift. It tests their ability to balance fire with patience, independence with devotion, passion with compromise. It demands that they grow not only as lovers but as human beings. And once they learn these lessons, their marriage becomes a union of strength, loyalty, and unshakable love, a bond that can withstand storms and shine brighter because of them. Sexuality. Sexuality for April 1st souls is a blazing fire that never quite cools. It is not something passive or ordinary, it is a powerful current that flows through their being, shaping how they connect, how they love, and how they express themselves. Their sexual energy is intense, playful, and deeply tied to their passionate nature. For them, intimacy is not simply physical, it is a language, a conversation, a game, and a sacred ritual all at once. To them, sex is the spark that keeps love alive, the arena where emotions and desires meet in their rawest form. From a young age, many April 1st individuals sense that their desires run strong. They are curious, bold, and unafraid to explore. They see sexuality as an adventure, much like everything else in their lives, and they are drawn to partners who share this sense of discovery. Routine in the bedroom is their greatest enemy. If intimacy becomes mechanical, they feel restless, unsatisfied, and disconnected. They crave variety, surprise, and excitement. They enjoy experimenting, trying new ideas, and blending humor with passion. For them, intimacy is not only about bodies, it is about the thrill of shared laughter, the joy of spontaneity, and the deep satisfaction of fiery connection. Their passion often radiates through their confidence. They are unafraid to take initiative, to lead, to express what they want. They believe in honesty in desire, and they value partners who can meet their openness with equal courage. Shyness or hesitation in a partner does not repel them, but over time, they need to feel that their partner can keep up with their energy. If they sense boredom or indifference, their fiery spirit may seek fulfillment elsewhere, not necessarily through betrayal, but through restless energy that demands release. Yet, beneath their adventurous nature lies sincerity. For April 1st natives, sex is not just physical, it is deeply emotional. They may joke and play, but behind it all is a profound need for connection. They want their partner to feel cherished, to feel desired, to feel alive in their presence. They see intimacy as a way to fuse passion with tenderness, laughter with vulnerability. When they love deeply, their sexuality becomes a reflection of that devotion, filled with not just passion but also care. However, challenges exist. Their strong desires can sometimes overwhelm more reserved partners, creating tension. Their restlessness may cause impatience if their partner is not as eager to experiment or match their intensity. They must learn to slow down, to appreciate stillness as much as fire, to understand that intimacy also thrives in moments of quiet, not only in bursts of passion. Balance is their greatest lesson here too, learning that sex can be both wild and gentle, both fiery and calm. In long-term relationships, their sexuality becomes the glue that keeps love vibrant. They use intimacy as a way to refresh their bonds, to heal after arguments, to reignite passion when life grows heavy. They are skilled at turning the physical into the emotional, ensuring that their partner feels both desired and loved. To them, passion is not optional, it is essential. And in the dance of intimacy, they become both teacher and student, guiding with fire yet open to learning the beauty of tenderness. Ultimately, sexuality for April 1st individuals is an extension of their very essence, bold, fiery, playful, and deeply alive. It is never only about the act, it is about the spirit behind it, the laughter that comes before, the tenderness that follows after. They crave intensity, but they also crave meaning. And when they find a partner who can match their passion while grounding their fire, intimacy with them becomes unforgettable, an endless dance of heat, humor, and heartfelt connection. Friendship. For those born on April 1st, friendship is not a casual matter. It is one of life's greatest treasures, something they cherish with intensity equal to their love affairs or their ambitions. They are magnetic by nature, drawing people into their orbit with humor, wit, daring ideas, and a contagious zest for life. To be friends with someone born on this date is to sign up for an ongoing adventure. They are rarely content with ordinary hangouts or shallow conversations. They prefer experiences that are spontaneous, unpredictable, and filled with laughter. If you've ever been nudged into a midnight road trip, challenged to do something outrageous, or pulled into a game of jokes and dares, chances are you've been under the influence of an April 1st friend. They have a gift for making life feel lighter, brighter, and more exciting. Their humor is sharp, often mischievous, but rarely cruel. Even when they tease, there is usually warmth behind the words. They love to test boundaries and provoke laughter, and their friends quickly learn that with them, boredom simply does not exist. They are the type who can turn waiting in a grocery store line into a comedy act, or transform a rainy day into a moment of joy. Their ability to create fun from nothing is part of what makes them unforgettable companions. But their friendship goes beyond entertainment. These individuals are fiercely loyal and protective. If you are their friend, they will defend you with a fiery intensity. They cannot stand injustice, and they won't hesitate to confront anyone who threatens someone they care about. They may tease you endlessly behind closed doors, but in public they will stand in your corner without hesitation. Their loyalty is not quiet or passive, it is bold, outspoken, and sometimes dramatic. They want their friends to know they are never alone, that they have a warrior at their side. That said, their friendships are not without challenges. Their restless nature sometimes pulls them in new directions, and without warning, they may disappear for weeks or months, swept up in new projects, passions, or adventures. For more sensitive friends, this can feel like abandonment. But when they return, they do so with the same warmth and intensity as before, picking up exactly where things left off. For them, friendship is timeless. It does not weaken with distance, and it does not fade with silence. They expect their friends to understand this, to know that their absence does not mean neglect, it simply means they are chasing life's next spark. Another potential difficulty is their teasing. While most people find their humor refreshing, some may feel stung by their sharp wit. April 1st natives rarely intend harm, but their words can be quick, and not everyone can keep up with their banter. Those who thrive as their friends are usually people who can laugh at themselves, embrace the jokes, and even throw some back. Their best friendships are often built on this mutual playfulness, where teasing is understood as a form of affection. Despite these complexities, their friendships often last a lifetime. They value authenticity above all else. Pretension, dishonesty, and betrayal are things they cannot tolerate. If they sense insincerity, they will walk away without regret. But those who earn their trust are rewarded with loyalty that is nearly unbreakable. They bring excitement, protection, and laughter into the lives of their friends, making them people others treasure deeply. Being friends with someone born on April 1st means accepting both the chaos and the joy. It means understanding that they will push you out of your comfort zone, but they will also stand by you through your darkest hours. Their friendships are like bonfires, wild, warm, unpredictable, sometimes overwhelming, but always alive with energy and light. Business career. When it comes to business and career, people born on April 1st are natural leaders, visionaries who are not afraid to take bold steps and blaze new trails. They thrive in fields that require innovation, creativity, and courage. To them, life is too short to spend following rules that limit their potential. They are entrepreneurs at heart, preferring to create their own paths rather than walk along ones already paved. Their boldness often pushes them into areas where others hesitate. Careers in entrepreneurship, performance arts, politics, sports, or any field that requires risk-taking suit them perfectly. They are not afraid of challenges, they are energized by them. In fact, what feels overwhelming to others often feels invigorating to them. They see obstacles as opportunities to prove themselves, to test their limits, and to emerge stronger. Their charisma also makes them natural performers and leaders, capable of inspiring others with both words and actions. One of their greatest strengths is vision. They can see potential where others see only difficulty. They dream big, think outside the box, and imagine possibilities that others might dismiss as unrealistic. Combined with their courage, this visionary quality allows them to bring innovative ideas into reality. They have the ability to rally people around their ideas, using charm, humor, and passion to win support. Their confidence is contagious, and their enthusiasm can make others believe in their dreams. But their fiery nature comes with weaknesses. Impatience is a major challenge for April 1st natives. They want results quickly, and when progress slows, they grow restless. This impatience can lead to frustration, reckless decisions, or abandoned projects. They may also struggle with stubbornness, clinging to their own ideas even when evidence suggests a different path might work better. Their courage sometimes tips into recklessness, leading them to gamble on risks without fully considering the consequences. Because of this, their success in business often depends on the people around them. The best partners for April 1st individuals are those who balance their fire with grounding energy. These partners admire their daring but also provide a steady hand, helping them channel their energy in practical ways. Without such grounding influences, their bold ideas may burn brightly but fizzle out before achieving their full potential. Their dislike of rigid rules means they struggle in environments that are overly structured or bureaucratic. A traditional 9-to-5 in a restrictive corporate culture may feel suffocating to them. Instead, they flourish in dynamic workplaces where creativity, autonomy, and innovation are valued. They want careers that excite them, challenge them, and give them room to express their individuality. Ultimately, their career path is about impact. They want to be remembered not just as participants, but as trailblazers. They crave the thrill of creating something new, leading others, and leaving behind a legacy of bold ideas and courageous action. Their careers, like their lives, are rarely steady or predictable. Instead, they are filled with risks, leaps of faith, dramatic turns, and moments of triumph. But this is exactly how they like it. For April 1st individuals, business and career are not just about survival, they are about passion, creation, and daring to live boldly. Dark sides. Every bright flame casts a shadow, and for those born on April 1st, the shadows can be just as intense as their light. To truly understand them, one must look beyond their laughter, their daring, and their charm, into the corners of their personality where struggles lurk, waiting to be acknowledged. These dark sides do not exist to destroy them, but to challenge them, to force them into growth, and to remind them that even the most radiant fire must be carefully tended. Impulsivity is one of their most defining challenges. They are people of action, moved by instinct and adrenaline, and while this quality gives them courage and speed, it also makes them reckless. They often leap before they look, say things before they think, and make decisions in the heat of the moment that later weigh on them like regrets. They might quit jobs too quickly, fall into relationships without considering compatibility, or start projects that fizzle out as soon as their initial excitement fades. Their impulsivity can bring them exhilarating highs, but also crushing lows, leaving them wondering why they burn so brightly only to extinguish themselves too soon. Another shadow is arrogance. Because they are pioneers, bold by nature, they often believe their way is the only way. Their confidence, which can be magnetic, sometimes crosses the line into stubborn pride. They may dismiss advice, ignore criticism, and push forward blindly simply because they cannot imagine being wrong. This arrogance can strain relationships, both personal and professional, as others feel dismissed, undervalued, or bulldozed by their forceful opinions. Learning humility is a lifelong battle for them, and until they do, their brilliance may be overshadowed by their inability to listen. Restlessness is also a heavy shadow. These individuals are constantly in motion, chasing one thrill after another. They are seekers, always hungry for the next challenge, the next laugh, the next adventure. But in this endless chase, they often leave things unfinished. Projects abandoned, friendships neglected, opportunities wasted, all because they moved too quickly to the next shining possibility. This restlessness can create cycles of dissatisfaction, where nothing feels enough, where the fire that once excited them burns out and they are left searching again. Learning how to ground themselves, how to find joy not only in beginnings but also in persistence, is one of their hardest yet most rewarding lessons. Then there is their playful cruelty, the shadow of their humor. Born on April Fool's Day, they are natural tricksters, but sometimes their jokes sting more than they intend. A teasing remark, meant to be lighthearted, can cut deeper than they realize. Their sarcasm can alienate sensitive souls, leaving wounds they did not intend to cause. While they rarely mean harm, their inability to filter their humor makes them seem careless or unkind at times. This shadow challenges them to wield their wit with wisdom, to understand that words can burn just as much as fire. Yet, their shadows are not curses. They are opportunities. The impulsivity that gets them into trouble can also be transformed into courageous spontaneity if balanced with reflection. The arrogance that isolates them can evolve into leadership when tempered with humility. The restlessness that scatters their energy can be refined into passion for long-term goals once they learn discipline. And the playful cruelty of their humor can be softened into a healing gift, where laughter uplifts rather than wounds. Their challenge, then, is to transform mischief into wisdom, to channel their energy without burning those closest to them. When they learn this, their shadows become fuel, not firestorms. Life goals. People born on April 1st do not come into the world quietly. They arrive with sparks in their eyes, with laughter in their lungs, and with an unshakable sense that life is meant to be lived boldly. Their soul's mission is not small. It is vast, sweeping, and deeply connected to the way they move through the world. At the core of their life goals is the desire to create, to lead, and to inspire. They are not content with simply existing or surviving. They want to live in a way that leaves an imprint on others, that proves that passion and humor can coexist with responsibility, that life can be both serious and joyful. Their lives often revolve around proving paradoxes. They are warriors and jesters, pioneers and pranksters, leaders and comedians. Their mission is to show that strength does not have to be solemn, and that joy does not have to be frivolous. They teach others, often without even realizing it, that one can laugh even while carrying burdens, that one can lead with fire and still soften with humor, that resilience is not only about stoicism but also about the ability to find light even in darkness. Creativity sits at the heart of their goals. They are builders of ideas, initiators of projects, dreamers who want to leave the world more colorful and exciting than they found it. Their creativity is not always confined to art. It spills into business, relationships, adventures, and personal growth. They dream not only of personal success, but of sparking change in others, of igniting courage where there is fear, laughter where there is sorrow, and motion where there is stagnation. Leadership is also central to their mission. Whether they are leading a company, a community, a group of friends, or simply their own family, They thrive when they are at the forefront, guiding others toward new possibilities. Their leadership, however, is rarely traditional. They do not lead with cold authority, but with energy, vision, and charisma. People follow them not because they are forced to, but because they are inspired to. This natural magnetism is both their gift and their responsibility. Inspiration is perhaps their greatest legacy. They live in a way that challenges others to break free from fear, to take risks, to laugh more, to live with more fire. Even when they stumble, even when they fall into their own shadows, they show others that it is possible to rise again, to turn mistakes into stories, and to keep moving forward with determination. Their life is a performance, not in the sense of falseness, but in the sense of demonstrating to others that boldness and humor are not opposites, they are allies. For April 1st natives, the ultimate life goal is balance. To balance their fire with patience, their humor with empathy, their leadership with humility, and their passion with persistence. When they achieve this balance, they become extraordinary examples of what it means to live fully, to embrace contradictions, and to turn even the challenges of life into opportunities for growth. They are meant to remind the world that a warrior can also be a jester, and that both roles, when lived authentically, carry immense power. Zodiac compatibility. For those born on April 1st, relationships are never one size fits all. Their fiery Aries nature, combined with the playful trickster quality of being born on April Fool's Day, makes their compatibility with other signs a fascinating landscape of sparks, clashes, and surprises. Understanding how they connect with each sign is like watching fire meet different elements. Sometimes it blazes brighter, sometimes it smolders, and sometimes it fizzles into smoke. With Gemini, the connection is electric. Both love laughter, exploration, and the thrill of unpredictability. Gemini's quick wit matches the humor of April 1st perfectly, creating endless banter and playful adventures. These two rarely sit still. Their relationship is full of movement, surprises, and spontaneous decisions. Together, they feel like best friends and lovers rolled into one, always curious, always daring, always ready to laugh even in chaos. With Sagittarius, it is pure fire meeting fire. Both crave freedom, adventure, and excitement. They inspire each other to grow, to explore new horizons, to chase dreams without hesitation. This match is built on passion, shared goals, and the joy of living fully. While their tempers may clash, their mutual respect for independence and honesty keeps the bond strong. This is a relationship that feels like traveling the world together, hand in hand, with sparks flying every step of the way. With Libra, the partnership finds balance. Aries brings fire and initiative, while Libra offers calm, harmony, and diplomacy. Libra softens the impulsive edges of April 1st, teaching patience and compromise, while Aries adds passion and courage to Libra's life. This combination creates a relationship where opposites attract beautifully, each partner providing what the other lacks. Together, they create not only love but also a sense of peace that April 1st secretly longs for. With Aquarius, the bond feels like rebellion and innovation combined. Both are independent, unconventional, and unafraid of change. Aquarius admires the boldness of April 1st, while Aries respects Aquarius's vision and individuality. Together, they thrive in breaking rules, exploring new ideas, and refusing to settle for ordinary. This relationship feels futuristic, exciting, and often ahead of its time, with both partners pushing each other to think bigger. But not all signs mesh so smoothly with April 1st energy. With Cancer, the challenges are significant. Cancer craves deep emotional security, while April 1st thrives on independence and unpredictability. Aries may feel suffocated by Cancer's emotional intensity, while Cancer may feel neglected by Aries's constant need for adventure. Unless both partners work hard to meet in the middle, misunderstandings are frequent, and both may feel unfulfilled. With Virgo, the issue lies in criticism. Virgo seeks order, detail, and perfection, while April 1st thrives in chaos, creativity, and spontaneity. Virgo may grow frustrated with Aries's impulsiveness, while Aries feels weighed down by Virgo's constant analysis. While they can learn from each other, Aries teaching Virgo to loosen up, and Virgo teaching Aries discipline, the friction often outweighs the harmony. With Capricorn, the clash is between freedom and rigidity. Capricorn is ambitious but methodical, preferring structure and long-term planning. April 1st, on the other hand, wants action now, excitement now, change now. Capricorn may see Aries as reckless, while Aries views Capricorn as overly rigid. Though they share determination, their approaches to life are so different that compromise is often difficult. Yet, there are surprising matches. With Pisces, April 1st finds an unexpected calm. Pisces' gentle, dreamy nature soothes Aries' fire, offering emotional depth and compassion that Aries often lacks. In return, Aries provides Pisces with strength, protection, and the courage to dream bigger. It is a relationship of balance, water cooling fire without extinguishing it. With Leo, the match is spectacular. Both are fire signs, both crave attention, both thrive on passion and drama. Together, they create a relationship that is bold, magnetic, and larger than life. Their connection is filled with admiration, intensity, and shared ambition. At times, ego clashes can cause storms, but the heat between them is undeniable. This union often feels like two stars colliding, creating a light that others cannot ignore. For April 1st natives, zodiac compatibility is not about easy paths, it is about sparks. Their relationships, whether harmonious or challenging, always push them to grow, to reflect, and to transform. They do not seek dull love, they seek passion, adventure, and partners who either balance their fire or fuel it to new heights. Numerology of April 1st. Numerology adds another layer of insight into those born on April 1st, amplifying their Aries traits while also offering clues to their deeper purpose. The number 1 is the most important symbol here, representing leadership, originality, independence, and the drive to forge new paths. People born on this day are true number 1s, trailblazers who refuse to follow the crowd. They are pioneers in every sense, constantly striving to be first, to be different, to be remembered. The symbolism of 1 resonates perfectly with Aries energy, which itself is the first sign of the zodiac, the spark that begins everything. This double emphasis creates individuals who are ambitious, courageous, and unafraid to stand alone. They often feel compelled to start projects, lead movements, or invent new ideas, because deep within them lies the sense that their purpose is to initiate, to create beginnings where none existed before. Their originality is both their gift and their challenge. They are often visionaries, seeing paths others overlook, daring to take risks that others shy away from. Yet, their need to be first can make them competitive, sometimes to the point of arrogance. They must learn that leadership is not only about being ahead, but also about lifting others alongside them. Independence defines them strongly. April 1st natives dislike being told what to do or how to live. They resist authority if it feels limiting, preferring instead to carve out their own space, even if it means walking alone. This independence fuels their creativity, but it can also create isolation if they refuse to collaborate. Numerology reminds them that while the number 1 is about individuality, it also carries the responsibility of setting an example for others, of showing what is possible, not just for themselves but for the collective. The life path numbers connected to April 1st often emphasize individuality, courage, and the balance between ego and cooperation. Many born on this date must face situations where they are tested. Will they lead with arrogance, or will they lead with inspiration? Will they use their strength to dominate or to guide? Numerology suggests that their journey is about evolving from self-centered beginnings into leaders who unite others. Ambition runs deeply in their veins, often pushing them toward success early in life. Yet, their headstrong nature can cause setbacks if they refuse to listen or adapt. The key lesson for them is learning flexibility while maintaining their core identity. When they achieve this, they become unstoppable forces of innovation and progress. In essence, the numerology of April 1st amplifies the very qualities of Aries: pioneering spirit, independence, originality, and courage. It doubles their fire, making them natural leaders, innovators, and dreamers. But it also warns of imbalance, of the dangers of ego, impulsivity, and isolation. Their destiny, numerologically, is to embrace their individuality not as a wall that separates them from others, but as a torch that lights the way for those who follow. Druid horoscope. In the Druidic tree horoscope, April 1st carries a fascinating dual possibility. It is most often linked with the hazel tree, though in some interpretations, it falls under the alder tree. Both trees carry symbolic power, and both reflect the duality of those born on this day: the wit of the trickster and the fire of the warrior. To understand April 1st natives through this lens, we must look at how the Celts viewed these trees, what qualities they embodied, and how their essence seeps into the character of those who walk under their influence. The hazel tree is known as the tree of wisdom, inspiration, and knowledge. Those born under hazel's branches are gifted with quick wit, eloquence, and an almost magical ability to captivate others with their words. They are storytellers, entertainers, and clever thinkers who can spin ideas into gold. Just as hazelnuts were thought to carry hidden wisdom in Celtic lore, hazel-born individuals are often brimming with insights and unexpected solutions. For April 1st natives, this aligns perfectly with their mischievous humor and sharp intellect. They are the ones who can win arguments with charm, make friends with laughter, and use words as both weapons and gifts. Their hazel side makes them magnetic, capable of influencing others not just through action, but through the sheer brilliance of their expression. The alder tree, on the other hand, embodies fire, leadership, and courage. Alder-born souls are natural warriors, trailblazers who thrive in the face of challenge. The Celts saw alder as a protector tree, one that could withstand the elements and inspire strength in others. April 1st natives who resonate with the alder archetype are fiery leaders, determined, bold, and unstoppable once they set their minds to something. Their presence is commanding, their energy contagious, and their determination unshakable. If hazel gives them wit, alder gives them drive. Together, they create a personality that is both entertaining and unyielding, playful and powerful. What is striking about April 1st individuals is that they often embody qualities of both trees. They are hazels in the way they use words, laughter, and wit to charm and inspire. They are alders in the way they step forward fearlessly, ready to lead, ready to defend, ready to carve new paths. This dual influence explains why people born on April 1st are rarely forgotten. They do not just make an impression, they create lasting influence through both the softness of their humor and the strength of their leadership. The Druidic message for them is clear: their destiny is to influence others with both words and actions. They must honor their hazel side by cultivating wisdom, refining their humor, and using their intelligence to uplift rather than to wound. At the same time, they must embrace their alder side by standing tall in times of challenge, leading with courage, and protecting those who look to them for guidance. Their life is a dance between wit and fire, intellect and strength, playfulness and purpose. When they balance these forces, they step fully into their Celtic birthright, to be both entertainer and warrior, both sage and pioneer. Vedic astrology. In the ancient Vedic tradition, April 1st falls under Mesha Rashi, the sign of Aries, ruled by Mangala or Mars. This planetary influence infuses April 1st natives with warrior energy, courage, and determination. They are children of fire in every sense, quick to act, unafraid of conflict, and driven by a deep inner urge to initiate and conquer. Mars as their ruler makes them bold, fearless, and restless, always hungry for action and unwilling to accept stagnation. They are the spark that ignites change, the leaders who step forward when others hesitate, the protectors who refuse to back down when something important is at stake. In Vedic philosophy, their dharma, their soul's purpose, is rooted in leadership, protection, and transformation. They are here to be catalysts of change, to challenge the old, to break down barriers, and to bring forth new possibilities. They are not meant to live quietly or passively. Their lives are designed to be battles, sometimes external, sometimes internal, through which they discover their strength and inspire others. They carry the karmic duty of courage, and until they embrace it, they often feel restless, unsatisfied, and incomplete. The fiery energy of Mangala, however, is a double-edged sword. On one side, it grants them bravery, assertiveness, and passion. On the other, it can lead to anger, impulsiveness, and destructive conflict. April 1st natives must learn the Vedic lesson of balance, how to channel their fire without letting it consume them. Their karma often places them in situations where their patience is tested, where their pride is challenged, and where they must decide whether to use their power for domination or for protection. Spiritually, this is their greatest growth point. Vedic texts emphasize humility and patience as their necessary counterbalances. Without humility, their fire turns into arrogance. Without patience, their courage turns into recklessness. They must learn that true warriors are not those who win every fight, but those who choose their battles wisely, who understand the strength in restraint as much as in action. For April 1st natives, this means that their spiritual path often pushes them to slow down, to reflect, and to master themselves before they attempt to master the world. Yet, when they embrace this wisdom, they become extraordinary. Their energy, once refined, becomes unstoppable not because it burns wildly, but because it burns steadily, like a sacred flame that lights the way for others. They embody the highest expression of Mangala, protectors, leaders, visionaries who ignite change not through reckless fire but through purposeful action. In Vedic terms, April 1st natives are born with the soul of a warrior and the heart of a pioneer. Their dharma is not just to fight, but to inspire, to protect, and to create. Spiritually, they are here to learn that power without compassion is hollow, and that courage without wisdom is incomplete. When they balance these truths, they fulfill their cosmic purpose, to be leaders who burn brightly, not destructively, guiding others with the fire of transformation. Flower horoscope. For those born on April 1st, the daisy blooms as their symbolic flower, and at first glance, it might seem almost paradoxical. How could something so gentle, innocent, and unassuming truly reflect the fiery, bold, and mischievous soul of an April Fool's Day Aries? But that is precisely the point. The daisy carries a subtle power, a reminder that life is not only about fire, conquest, and daring leaps forward, but also about laughter, play, truth, and purity of heart. The daisy, with its simple white petals and sunny yellow center, mirrors the dual nature of April 1st natives. The warrior wrapped in childlike wonder, the leader who still knows how to laugh like a child. In Celtic and European folklore, daisies were considered symbols of innocence, often associated with children and new beginnings. This aligns seamlessly with Aries energy, which represents the first sign of the zodiac, the eternal child who rushes into life with curiosity and passion. For April 1st individuals, the daisy serves as a reminder not to lose their lightheartedness in the heat of ambition. Yes, they are fighters and leaders, but they are also tricksters and entertainers whose laughter heals wounds that courage alone cannot. The daisy also symbolizes truth, a trait that defines people born on April 1st. They speak directly, without masks, without hesitation. Their honesty can be refreshing, but it can also sting. Just as the daisy, though delicate, thrives in the toughest soils and spreads relentlessly across fields. April 1st natives, like daisies, are resilient and unafraid of harsh conditions. They rise, they bloom, and they brighten even the hardest landscapes with their presence. The flower's innocence reflects the childlike core of April 1st individuals. No matter how old they grow, they retain a spark of playfulness, a sense of wonder, and a mischievous joy that keeps them forever young in spirit. The daisy whispers to them, "Do not let the world harden you. Keep your laughter, your curiosity, your purity intact, even as you conquer mountains." On a symbolic level, daisies also represent rebirth and new beginnings. For April 1st natives, whose lives are often filled with constant change, bold decisions, and new adventures, this flower reflects their endless ability to start over, to begin again, to reinvent themselves after every setback. Just as the daisy returns each spring without fail, April 1st souls rise again after failures, stronger, brighter, and with even more laughter to share. Thus, the daisy is not a contradiction to their fiery nature but a balance to it. It is the flower that grounds them, that softens their edges, and that reminds them that true strength is not only about fire and force but also about innocence, joy, and truth. To carry the daisy in their heart is to remember that life is not just a battlefield but also a garden, and they are not just warriors but also playful children of spring. Stone horoscope. When it comes to stones, April 1st natives are blessed with one of the most powerful symbols of all, the diamond. Known as the king of gems, the diamond represents strength, clarity, purity, and brilliance. It is nearly indestructible, just as April 1st individuals carry a resilience that allows them to endure trials, recover from failures, and shine brighter after every challenge. Like a diamond forged under immense pressure, they often emerge from difficulties transformed, sharper, and more dazzling than before. The diamond's brilliance mirrors their magnetic charisma. April 1st natives naturally attract attention. They shine in crowds, catching the eye not just through appearance but through presence, energy, and personality. The facets of a diamond reflect light in countless directions, much like their multifaceted nature: playful yet serious, mischievous yet determined, humorous yet commanding. People cannot help but notice them, just as no one can ignore the sparkle of a diamond. At the same time, diamonds can be sharp. They cut, they pierce, they do not bend. This speaks to the edge of April 1st personalities: their blunt honesty, their impatience, their refusal to compromise when they believe they are right. Like diamonds, they can be dazzling but also intimidating, admired but also envied. Their lesson is to use their sharpness with wisdom, to cut through lies and illusions without cutting down those they love. Alternative stones offer additional layers to their fiery spirit. The ruby fuels their passion, amplifying their courage, vitality, and hunger for adventure. It is the stone of warriors and lovers alike, aligning perfectly with their daring hearts and their need for intense, passionate connections. Rubies remind them not just to fight, but to love boldly, to channel their fire into warmth rather than destruction. The garnet adds energy and grounding. Known as a stone of vitality, garnet helps stabilize their restless impulses, keeping their fire steady rather than chaotic. It supports them in focusing their energy on long-term goals instead of scattering it across endless pursuits. For April 1st natives, garnet is like a stabilizing anchor that keeps their flame burning without burning out. The red jasper is perhaps their most grounding stone, offering patience, stability, and emotional balance. While Aries thrives on speed and impulsivity, red jasper slows them down, reminding them that even warriors need to rest, reflect, and build solid foundations. For April 1st individuals, who often live at full speed, red jasper offers a sense of peace and grounding that prevents them from losing themselves in their own flames. Together, these stones form a symbolic toolkit for April 1st natives. The diamond reminds them of their strength and brilliance, the ruby fuels their passion, the garnet balances their energy, and the red jasper grounds their spirit. Worn or carried, these stones help them embody the best of their fiery nature while tempering the extremes that sometimes consume them. Ultimately, the stone horoscope shows us that April 1st individuals are as dazzling and unbreakable as diamonds, as passionate as rubies, as energized as garnets, and as steady as red jasper allows them to be. Just like their ruling day, they are both fiery and playful, both strong and joyful, both sharp and radiant. And just like these stones, they are destined to leave a mark that endures long after the fire of the moment fades. Summary: to be born on April 1st is to enter the world with a spark in the soul and laughter on the lips, to live life as both a warrior and a trickster, to embody contradictions that somehow form a brilliant, unforgettable whole. These individuals are fire and mischief, determination and playfulness, courage and humor woven together into a personality that refuses to go unnoticed. They are the kind of people who turn ordinary days into adventures, who transform dull routines into stories worth retelling, who walk into rooms and immediately shift the energy by simply being themselves. April 1st natives are born under Aries, ruled by Mars, and this grants them the raw force of pioneers, fearless, bold, eager to conquer. But because their day of birth falls on April Fool's Day, their warrior fire is forever touched by the spirit of laughter, of mischief, of playful lightness that prevents them from ever becoming too heavy or too predictable. They are the fighters who tell jokes on the battlefield, the leaders who laugh while carving new paths, the lovers who turn passion into both fire and fun. In love, they crave passion, intensity, and freedom. To them, romance is not just about comfort, it is about adventure, honesty, and a partner who can keep pace with their fiery moods and playful tricks. They are unforgettable lovers, loyal once committed, yet restless if confined. Their partners must understand that love with an April 1st soul is a journey filled with surprises, quarrels, reconciliations, and endless laughter. They will argue fiercely, love passionately, forgive quickly, and start anew with the same fiery enthusiasm. In marriage and long-term bonds, they seek both sanctuary and challenge. They are fiercely protective of their families, willing to fight for their loved ones, yet they must learn patience to avoid turning every disagreement into a war. Their relationships thrive when their independence is respected and when their energy is met with trust rather than control. They are not built for cages, but for partnerships where freedom and devotion coexist. In sexuality, they bring the same fiery energy that drives every part of their lives. They are passionate, experimental, and playful, approaching intimacy not only as a physical act but as an adventure of connection, laughter, and discovery. Their lovers find in them a constant source of excitement, though sometimes also a restless intensity that craves novelty and surprise. In friendship, April 1st natives are treasures. They are magnetic, daring, and unforgettable. They are the friends who drag you into spontaneous adventures, who defend you fiercely when you are threatened, and who tease you endlessly out of affection. The only challenge is their tendency to vanish when life pulls them in new directions, but when they return, it feels as if no time has passed. Their friendships are marked by loyalty, laughter, and shared mischief. In business and career, they are natural pioneers. Their boldness, creativity, and vision make them thrive in fields where innovation, courage, and risk-taking matter. They despise rigid rules and stagnant systems. They are at their best when blazing trails, launching ventures, performing, or leading movements. They inspire others with their charisma, but they must also guard against impatience, stubbornness, and risky gambles. With the right balance, they are unstoppable forces of progress. Their dark sides are real and undeniable. Impulsivity can drive them into rash choices. Arrogance can blind them to advice and humility. Restlessness can scatter their energy into unfinished projects and unfulfilled dreams. Their humor, while delightful, can sometimes sting when it crosses into playful cruelty. Yet, their shadows are not curses, they are lessons. By learning patience, humility, and grounding, they can transform their wildfire into steady brilliance, burning brightly without burning out or burning others. Their life goals are vast and meaningful. They are here to create, to lead, to inspire, to prove that passion and humor can coexist with responsibility, that one can fight fiercely while laughing loudly, that strength and joy are not opposites but allies. They are meant to show the world that life is not just about endurance but also about celebration, that a warrior can indeed be a jester, and that laughter can be a weapon as powerful as courage. Zodiac compatibility paints a vivid picture of their relationships. They shine with Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra, and Aquarius, finding joy, balance, and adventure in those connections. They struggle with Cancer, Virgo, and Capricorn, where emotions, criticism, or rigidity clash with their free spirit. Yet surprises await with Pisces, who calms their fire, and Leo, who magnifies it to spectacular levels. Numerology strengthens their pioneering energy. Born on the 1st, they carry the essence of leadership, originality, and independence. The double fire of Aries and the number 1 makes them ambitious, headstrong, and innovative. Their destiny is to evolve from self-centered beginnings into leaders who inspire and unite, to use their individuality not as isolation but as a torch lighting the path for others. The Druid horoscope connects them with the hazel tree and the alder tree, symbols of wit, wisdom, and fiery leadership. This duality reflects their own lives, the eloquence of hazel and the courage of alder, the entertainer and the warrior blended into one unforgettable being. Vedic astrology, through Mesha Rashi and the rule of Mars, confirms their warrior essence and dharmic purpose to lead, protect, and ignite change. Spiritually, they are tasked with learning humility and patience to balance their fiery karma, transforming raw aggression into purposeful strength. The flower horoscope ties them to the daisy, a symbol of innocence, joy, truth, and renewal. The daisy reminds them to preserve their childlike wonder, their laughter, and their purity even as they climb mountains and chase dreams. It grounds them in lightness amidst the fire. The stone horoscope places the diamond in their hands, symbolizing resilience, brilliance, and clarity. Just like diamonds, April 1st natives are sharp, unbreakable, and dazzling. Complementary stones like ruby, garnet, and red jasper enhance their passion, energy, and grounding, supporting their fiery spirit with balance and stability. To summarize fully, to be born on April 1st is to live as both paradox and proof. Paradox, because they are warriors with laughter in their hearts, leaders with mischief in their eyes, children of fire with flowers in their souls. Proof, because they embody the truth that life is best lived boldly, honestly, and joyfully. They are unforgettable in every role they play. Lovers, friends, leaders, dreamers. Their flaws are challenges, their shadows are lessons, and their destiny is luminous. Above all, their mission is to ignite the world with courage and humor, to remind humanity that even the fiercest battles can be fought with a smile, and that laughter, like fire, is a force capable of changing everything it touches.